Nestled deep within a mystical forest, shielded by an impenetrable magical barrier, lies Alfea, a school dedicated to nurturing teenagers gifted with the powers of the fairy folk. Only those with the proper magical signature can enter or exit its hallowed grounds. The new school year begins, and among the fresh faces is Bloom, embarking on her very first day at this extraordinary magical academy. As she navigates the school grounds, she unexpectedly crosses paths with Sky, an upperclassman who, recognizing her newness, graciously offers to show her around. Farah, the esteemed headmistress, confides in Bloom that she is truly exceptional, a rare individual. Despite her parents being ordinary humans, Bloom possesses innate magical abilities. Her primary objective now is to master and control these powers, particularly her fire element magic, which, if wielded carelessly, poses a significant danger. On her inaugural day in the dormitory, Bloom quickly acquaints herself with her roommates, Stella, an upperclassman who commands light-based powers, the amiable and spirited Aisha, the gentle and vivacious Tara, and finally, Musa, a girl enveloped in an air of mystery. Alfea, the magical academy, extends its training beyond fairy girls, offering rigorous combat classes for young men. These sessions are expertly led by Silva, a seasoned, highly skilled, and formidable instructor. Among his students, Sky distinguishes himself as one of the most proficient fighters, perhaps the most talented in his class. Meanwhile, the first-year girls commence their initial lessons in magical control. Aisha demonstrates her ability to manipulate water. Tara fosters the growth and flourishing of plants. And Musa's powers are intricately linked to emotions and psychic energy. Another first-year student, Beatrix, wields electricity and lightning, earning high regard from the headmistress. Bloom, uniquely, is the only girl with fire magic. During a class demonstration, despite her earnest efforts, she struggles to produce even a single spark. Farah advises Bloom to cultivate a deeper emotional connection to her magic, emphasizing that emotional strength dictates the potency of one's power. On the day of the rookie welcoming ceremony, Bloom opts to forego the festivities, choosing instead to practice her magic in secret. She steps through a shimmering blue curtain, the ethereal boundary separating her from the human world. There, Bloom delves into painful memories of her past. Suddenly, fire erupts from her hand, swiftly escalating into a violent blaze. Panic consumes her as the flames intensify, leaving her unsure how to respond. Fortuitously, Aisha stumbles upon the scene, swiftly controlling water to extinguish the inferno. Aisha expresses concern about Bloom practicing alone, deeming it highly perilous. Bloom then confides in Aisha about her past. As a child, she was reclusive, rarely venturing beyond her room or engaging with others. In an attempt to encourage her, her parents removed her door, a decision that deeply angered and upset her. One fateful night, Bloom's powers awakened. Fire surged, seemingly controlled by an unseen force, engulfing the house and injuring her parents. Haunted by this incident and determined to prevent its recurrence, Bloom chose to enroll at Alfea to gain control over her abilities. Aisha finds it perplexing that Bloom possesses such potent magic while her parents are ordinary humans. This leads Aisha to suspect that Bloom might be a changeling, a baby secretly swapped at birth, implying her true parents are entirely different. Intrigued and unsettled, Bloom researches changelings online, discovering it's an extremely taboo subject in the magical world, with potentially severe consequences if proven true. The following day, Riven, a student, illicitly sneaks off school grounds for a smoke. A rustling sound catches his attention. Turning, he is horrified to discover the mauled body of a man, his limbs savagely torn apart. It emerges that the previous night, the man, a shepherd, had sensed something amiss with his flock. Investigating, he found some sheep missing and ventured beyond the magical barrier in search of them, only to be attacked by a mysterious creature. After examining the body, school authorities suspect the assailant was a burned one, a formidable creature renowned for its immense strength and speed. However, burned ones were believed to have been eradicated over 16 years ago. Could this be a harbinger of their return? As for Bloom, her first time studying away from home leaves her deeply missing her family. Stella, noticing her distress, secretly lends Bloom her heirloom ring, which possesses the power to teleport the wearer to the human world. That night, Bloom slips away from school, using the ring to return home and observe her parents from a distance. Though she can only see them from afar, her longing is somewhat assuaged. Meanwhile, Aisha's group grows concerned by Bloom's late-night absence. They question Stella, who reveals everything. Worried for Bloom's safety, they rush to the teleportation gate, located in the warehouse behind the school. After her clandestine visit, as Bloom prepares to return to Alfea, she hears a strange sound. Cautiously opening the door, she is terrified to behold a burned one. Overwhelmed with fear, she frantically seeks refuge. However, the creature spots her. In her desperate escape, Bloom accidentally drops Stella's ring into a drain. With no alternative, she descends to retrieve it. Just as her fingers brush against the ring, the monster suddenly appears, snatching it away. Unable to summon her magic, Bloom flees for her life. Fortunately, the headmistress arrives just in time, rescuing her. Upon returning to school, Bloom reunites with Aisha and the others. They are all stunned, having never before witnessed a burned one, nor imagined such a terrifying creature still existed. After subduing the burned one, Farah uses magic to put it into a deep slumber, securing it within the storage building behind the school. She then confers with Professor Silva, discussing their plan to probe the creature's mind to ascertain if more burned ones remain. Unbeknownst to them, while they strategize, Beatrix secretly infiltrates the warehouse, using her powers to reawaken the monster, hinting at a sinister agenda. The next day, the principal and Mr. Silva return to the warehouse. As Farah approaches the burned one, poised to cast a spell, it abruptly awakens and immediately escapes. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, they decide to solicit aid from the royal soldiers. Simultaneously, Bloom and her group encounter Stella again. Upon hearing the news, Stella expresses no concern for Bloom. Instead, she chastises her for losing her precious ring, revealing it to be a royal family heirloom. Stella demands Bloom retrieve it at all costs. Burdened by guilt, Bloom resolves to recover the ring from the burned one. The group surmises that the headmistress would likely confine it within the storage building behind the school, and they plan to sneak in the following day. Meanwhile, the royal family dispatches soldiers to hunt the burned one, with Professor Silva joining the unit. As they traverse the forest, they glimpse a figure cloaked in darkness. At that very moment, a terrifying roar echoes through the woods, signaling the monster's proximity. Later that afternoon, Bloom and her friends converge, heading into the forest. They reach the storage building, but upon entering, find no trace of the creature. What they witness next is horrifying. Scattered bodies of royal soldiers, and Professor Silva gravely wounded. Tara and Musa swiftly transport him back to the school for urgent medical attention. Bloom, meanwhile, appears to fall into a trance, wandering deeper into the forest alone. Suddenly, a sound behind her. As Bloom turns, she sees a burned one charging with terrifying speed. After days of intense practice, she finally manages to wield her magic, unleashing a fire spell at the creature, but it remains undeterred. Just as the situation appears dire, Aisha materializes, using her water powers to hurl the monster into a tree, inflicting significant injury. However, burned ones possess an astonishing capacity for rapid healing. Bloom realizes she cannot defeat it then. She quickly snatches the ring from the creature and escapes. Concurrently, Musa's group successfully brings Professor Silva back to the school. Beatrix rushes to inform the headmistress of the unfolding crisis. The headmistress immediately departs her office in haste, precisely as Beatrix had anticipated. Seizing the opportunity of Farah's absence, Beatrix covertly searches the office, uncovering a hidden passage leading to a basement. Just then, Farah's assistant happens upon her, discovering her actions. Beatrix exhibits no fear. Instead, she asserts that the headmistress has concealed a secret for the past 16 years, and all answers lie within that basement. With that, Beatrix departs, leaving the assistant bewildered. Simultaneously, Professor Silva is rushed to the infirmary, narrowly surviving the immediate danger. However, the burned one's toxin is exceptionally potent, necessitating further treatment before his ultimate condition can be determined. That night, Bloom is conversing with her close friend Aisha when, abruptly, her eyes turn white. Bloom is plunged into a flashback from 16 years prior. In this vision, she sees herself as a newborn baby facing a silver-haired, middle-aged woman. The woman instructs her that when the time is right, Bloom must seek her out. Bloom suddenly awakens, disoriented and unsure of what transpired. The next day, she examines the wall adorned with portraits of former teachers, hoping to find a clue about the mysterious woman from her strange dream. However, Bloom discovers nothing. Aisha speculates that the woman could be a powerful fairy, capable of implanting memories from 16 years ago into Bloom's mind. That day, the girls continue their lessons in magic control. Farah teaches that magic should be employed judiciously and in moderation, cautioning against wasting one's power. After days of diligent practice, Bloom finally masters the art of flame creation. Following his attack by the Burned One, Professor Silva receives aid from Tara's father, Professor Harvey, a master of herbal charms. Despite Harvey's efforts to concoct remedies, Professor Silva's injury worsens, causing him immense pain. That night, a school party is underway. While students merrily eat, drink, and dance, Professor Silva sits alone in the yard, his severe injury causing his eyes to turn black. Sky is deeply worried about his teacher. Master Silva reveals that the wound will not heal as long as the Burned One that attacked him remains alive. Its destruction is the only path to recovery. In another turn of events, Bloom accidentally stumbles upon an abandoned room filled with old artifacts during the party. Entering to explore, she discovers a photograph of past teachers, including the woman she encountered in her vision. She stands alongside Principal Farah and other instructors. Bloom immediately informs Aisha, who suspects the principal is concealing something. Bloom then directly confronts the principal, who finally divulges the truth. The woman Bloom saw was Rosalind, the former principal of Alfea. Rosalind was once a high fairy but tragically passed away many years ago. Bloom recounts her memory from the previous night, seeking to confirm if she is indeed a changeling, but Farah claims ignorance. She advises Bloom against delving too deeply into matters that do not concern her. Believing the principal is deliberately withholding information about her biological parents, Bloom becomes enraged, storming out to a cliff. She relentlessly unleashes her magic, causing fire to erupt everywhere. At that moment, Sky appears, expressing his intent to hunt and destroy the Burned One that attacked Mr. Silva. Bored and frustrated, Bloom agrees to accompany him, discreetly texting her close friends. The two venture into the forest, hearing a distant roar. Before they can react, the Burned One suddenly charges. Despite Sky's exceptional close combat skills, he is no match for it. In a critical moment, a blinding light erupts, disorienting the monster with Stella's magic. The group has arrived. Bloom and Aisha combine their powers, controlling fire and water to relentlessly assault the monster. Before it can recover, Sky stabs it. As the Burned One succumbs, an energy ball materializes within its body and instantly explodes, obliterating the creature. The one who delivered the final blow was none other than Principal Farah, who commends the group for their victory. With the monster dead, Mr. Silva's wound begins to heal. While everyone is preoccupied with the Burned One, Beatrix and her assistant covertly enter the principal's office. They unlock the secret basement, intending to descend, but find the entrance blocked by a magical barrier. At this moment, Beatrix reveals her true, ruthless nature. She uses magic to compel her assistant to rush into the barrier, inflicting severe injuries upon him. Beatrix knew from the outset that the cellar was heavily protected and deliberately deceived her assistant. She then descends into the cellar, discovering something astonishing within. As she prepares to enter, she finds yet another, even stronger, barrier. Beatrix is forced to retreat. Noticing her assistant still clinging to life, Beatrix heartlessly uses magic to kill him and incinerates his body to eliminate any trace. In another development, Stella, consumed by jealousy over Sky's frequent conversations with Bloom, intentionally reveals to Riven that Bloom is a Switch-Tab birth child. Consequently, the news rapidly spreads throughout the school. Being a changeling is a grave taboo in the magical world, causing students to shun Bloom. During lunch, she is forced to eat alone in her room. Fortunately, her three close friends consistently offer comfort and support. A few days later, the headmistress senses something amiss with her assistant's mysterious disappearance. She enlists Professor Harvey to create a potion capable of detecting magical traces, which leads them to the assistant's body in a hidden room. Farah grows deeply concerned, realizing a hidden killer lurks within the school. News swiftly reaches the royal family, prompting Queen Luna, Stella's mother, to personally investigate the situation at Alfea. While the queen converses with the headmistress in her office, Aisha inadvertently discovers a listening device placed outside. Through it, she uncovers the shocking truth of a murderer within the school. Immediately thereafter, Queen Luna convenes an emergency meeting for all students, announcing the return of the burned ones and the impending war in the fairy world. As the queen addresses the assembly, Farah and others discreetly use a magic detection potion to circulate among the students, seeking to identify the hidden murderer. Simultaneously, Bloom seizes the opportunity presented by the gathering. She and Sky venture to the warehouse to search for information about Rosalind. There, they discover a secret room, locked from the outside. At this point, Beatrix and Riven appear. Sky, realizing Riven was the one who spread the changeling rumor about Bloom, becomes enraged and pursues him to demand an explanation. Now, only Beatrix and Bloom remain in the warehouse. Knowing Bloom seeks information about Rosalind, Beatrix manipulates her into entering the secret room together. They breach the door, revealing a room resembling a wartime command center, with a magical map at its core. Bloom quickly sifts through documents, discovering that Rosalind was in a place called Asteril approximately 16 years ago, suggesting this location holds the key to her identity.